Hello, my people. Today, we'll be sharing with you what I tag God has something awesome about your life. Something very, very important. You may think God does not have you in mind, but it's not true. He really does have you in mind. So, there are some enemies God will not remove from your life. Yeah, the reason is because some temptations and some blessings may not go away if God doesn't remove them. And if God doesn't remove them, it simply means that He has given you grace to overcome them. So it's just for you to apply the grace, like the Bible made us to realize that we all have this grace from God. It is how you apply your grace that matters. Just like when people pray for things, some people believe that the prayer will work, while some does not believe it will work. So when those obstacles on your way, God did not remove it. It's because He has given you grace to succumb those obstacles, to overcome them, to defeat the obstacles. Okay, and so in a nutshell, when God did not remove those obstacles, it means that He has given you grace that will help you to stand the strong and to stand and be strong and deal with those obstacles with the grace He has given to you and with the wisdom of God from above. So like I was saying, don't get discouraged by what is not working out in your life. Do not get discouraged for what is not working out in your life. And for the things that are working out, don't get carried away. You still need the place of prayer. And so, by how long it is taking, or by what is not changing, like I mean to say, how long is this obstacle is taking, what is not working, what is not changing, God is making a stronger power, a stronger grace for you to overcome all these challenges, which also sometimes these challenges are actually a way of God opening an opportunities for you, and higher opportunities for you in your life. And so, as much as you develop a greater trust in God, you develop a confidence, develop endurance to overcome these obstacles, that is when you can benefit and achieve these greater heights that God has proposed for your life. So God's the answer prayer. Do not think He doesn't answer prayer. God has given you a destiny. He has given you a future. Like I always tell people when they complain to me negatively, I just tell them that, do you know what? God will not take you this far and leave you. I was speaking with a white man today on the telephone, and according to him, he was going to increase my monthly fees for my union. And then I try as much as possible to convince him not to do that because of my income. But he didn't see any reason why not to increase it. So then he keep asking me, do you have any question? I said, the question I asked for you is for you not to increase it. Leave it at what I have been paying before. And when he still kept on insisting, and then he was asking, what question do I have again? And I told him, you have just placed me in a bridge at the middle of an ocean. It's two options. It's either I remain on that bridge and just jump into the ocean and swim and cross over, or I jump into the ocean, swim and cross over to take charge of the opportunities that God has for me across the ocean. Remember, He divided the Red Sea. If He could divide the Red Sea, then how much more now that God, you think He will also not divide the Red Sea? Come whatever the circumstances of life, overcome whatever the challenges of life you think you are going through, and you think God is not seeing you, God has forgotten you. God has never forgotten anybody. Maybe because I'm a medical person, sometimes I tell people that some situation happen and God is using those situations to be a sample for experiment. If you are a science student, you know what I mean by that. If you're a science student, you've done biology. Okay, let's say from secondary school you've done, is it social science? No, not social science. Something science do. I think it's just science in junior secondary. Then in senior secondary, if you have done biology, and in higher institution you've done physics, chemistry. You can't perform any experiment without a sample for your experiment. Then let's talk about even in the laboratory. You need sample for experiment in the laboratory to get the diagnosis of what you've been treated for. Why do I mean that? You go to the laboratory to go check if you have what is it called? You have malaria. You're going to take your blood sample, which is a sample for the experiment. How did they discover malaria? It was just a sample for experiment. And then they discovered, oh, you have malaria. So some situations around your life happens because you are just a sample for experiment to manifest the grace of God upon your life, for the world to know that God still answers prayers. God is still God. He's not a man. God is still God. He cannot withdraw his promises for your life. He can. He stands still. When like Africa we say, stand gidigba. Like Yoruba we say, God stand gidigba when it comes to issues of your life, when it comes to your case. It's because of you and I that God does not sleep nor slumber, just for him to see that we achieve our purpose in life. So God is still God. Are you a single sister or a spinster, a brother? You've been trusting God for a spouse and it's not forthcoming. It's going to come because it's preparing you for the best. It's not the one you rush in and you rushed out. It's going to come. Are you trusting God for the fruit of the womb?